Hello guys, it's official and today, Episode 5 Part 1 has finally been released. And this episode was over 2 minutes long, brew. This episode was lore-dropping and insane. There was so many stuff happening in this episode at once. And we also got a new mech-type machine. This episode also featured the Power Man Titan. Tronic really about to get cooked in Part 2, not gonna lie. But anyways, I'm not gonna waste your time. Let's get into the video. So the episode starts off after the events of episode 4 and shows us the scene where Tronic destroys the POV. Then the camera switches into a scene Power Man and we see Dark Power Man with a large Power Man. Dark Power Man looks so afraid in this scene, brew. Then the large Power Man puts his hand on Dark Power Man's shoulder. Then a Science Power Man walks towards us saying, "It is not the end." And then starts saying, Titan Power Man already is stronger than Tronic. He still had a chance. Then Dark Power Man interrupts him and says, "How? That giant magma has backup to help him." Then the Science Power Man says, "You don't think we have backup prepared? We have backup upgrades and others just in case needed. We also have some upgrades for you guys, but that will take a while. But we already have prepared upgrades for you too, so you'll be taken in for maintenance." At least I think that's what it says at the end. It's kinda covered up at the end, but I can imagine it says that. Anyways, we get this sad moment right here with another Power Man coming from a door and Dark Power Man sad. Then it cuts to Tronic walking through a whole 10-story building like it's nothing. We can also see 2 helicopters in the distance too. Also, apparently these are actually humans flying these helicopters, and there are being humans in the building Tronic just destroyed. Anyways, Tronic looks at the flying helicopter and we look at them too for a while. Then of course Tronic sends out some magma bomber out of nowhere and it explodes. Was it just me thinking this? Or was that bomber magma literally just waiting there the whole time just to get summoned? Imagine how long this man was waiting just to explode something. Then we turn to Tronic and Tronic turns to us, bro. Then out of nowhere, some lasers blasts Tronic and Tronic blocks it. Then we turn around to see a whole freaking moving jetpack machine. And the music when the jetpack appeared was just insane. I liked how all the music used in this episode, the fuck Boom had never used in an episode. But it's by some of the same bands and music artists that Boom had used music from. It just shows how original this series is compared to all the other Skibidi Toilet-inspired series. This series is getting so original and interesting every episode it has. The characters are original, the mechs are original, and the enemies are original. I'm so happy this series is back and getting remastered. Anyways, the powered jetpack mech fires more lasers at Tronic again, and of course Showdown, being the show-off as he is, puts on a show with his entrance again. It's actually funny how the other day I saw an edit of this scene, and it was actually kinda fire. Here it is. It was by an editor named Hacked Edits. I'll put their channel in the description for anyone who wants to see the original edit. Anyways, as Showdown is jumping down from the jetpack mech, the powered jetpack keeps lasering Tronic still, and Tronic keeps blocking it. Then we look at the mech cause this bro literally starts throwing hands with Tronic somehow. This man is more locked in than any other character in the series. This mech can literally throw hands without having any hands. This mech literally uses his wings as fists to fight, bro. This is the smartest thing I have ever seen in my life of YouTube. A whole ass mech using its wings to box magmas. That is just a crazy ass idea for a machine. It's just that crazy of a concept, brew. This new character is just crazy. But the thing is, this changes the whole series now. Cause if this character exists in the series, imagine this machine's upgraded form. The magmas will literally be fried and maybe cooked into actual magma rocks, or just straight up turned to lava. The magma's about to reverse back to lava, brew. No more magma rocks for the earth after this thing gets upgraded. Anyways, after the Giga Jet Chad bangs Tronic, the jetpack starts lasering him again. But of course, Tronic still blocks it. But then the powered jetpack starts charging up a whole ass Omega blasts and shoots Tronic down. It creates a whole visual explosion. See what I'm saying? This machine bout to start World War III with the magmas, bro. The powered jetpack versus 1 billion magmas. Who solos? You already know who. One tap from this machine and all those magmas are getting deceased from existence. This machine solos the whole MCU brew. No way, it's just that OP. Anyways, Tronic gets blasted down by the OP jetpack mech, and I'm surprised Tronic even had the strength to get up. I thought he would be turned back into a lava monster by now, but he just has some green blue fire on him. Tronic turns around and looks at someone. Someone we were expecting. Someone huge. Someone overpowered. You know who it is? It's the fucking Titan cameraman, that's who. Who did you think it was? It was so obvious from the start. Okay, but in all seriousness, it's the new and improved Titan Power Man, and he gives off this showdown vibe mixed with Sonic, like he's taunting Tronic, acting like he wasn't there watching him as he got blasted down by the overpowered jetpack. Titan Power Man is just cool like that. Then we turn back to Tronic and he summons the other jetpack magmas that were waiting ages to make an epic entrance scene. Well, not as epic as Mr. Showtime's entrance scene. Their entrance scene was too boring to me. Showdown's entrance was expected, but at least he showed off his sliding skills. And then we get this cool new poster-looking pose scene, and that's where the episode ends. I'm not gonna lie, how the fuck did this episode come out so good? When the original part 1 before the remake was so short and ass. Like the glow up in this episode is crazy. Showdown coming back with a better entrance, a new overpowered character that could solo the whole verse, and Titan Power Man making a more interesting entrance than before. Like this episode was just so much to take in, and you know what's even more crazy? That this is literally only part 1, and it's like 3 minutes long, brew. This episode is a whole movie, bro. This episode solos the old Project Magma alone without being finished. It had an action-packed scene, and had a lore scene in the same goddamn episode. How do you pull that off without it looking weird? I was more focused on the action scene, but I have to talk about the science scene too. By what the scientist is saying in the dialogue. They already expect Titan Power Man to lose, which confuses me a lot. How the hell Titan Power Man bout to get beat if he has like the best machine on his team, bro? It better be Thanos on the Magma's team, otherwise I don't see any other way they can lose. But apparently, the backup Elite Power Man is talking about sounds worse than Thanos apparently. Well then, I guess it's fucking Super Shadow with the Magmas then, cause I'm not convinced the Power Man are losing. Or maybe the magmas have both the super emeralds and the crystals from Endgame. But this scene also gives us some info about the future upgrade for the Power Man, and a future upgrade for Elite Power Man and that large Power Man. But that's really all I have to say for this scene. It doesn't give any other info besides info we already know's gonna happen, so I guess I will end the analysis here. I have a special video coming up next about the new Project Magma wiki that was released today, so I can't wait to analyze that. Project Magma is getting bigger and bigger by every episode, and I'm happy I'm part of this community. What do you guys think about the new episode? Was it worth the hype, or was it not as good as you thought it was? Tell me in the comments and I'll see you in the next video. Officially out.